Well, it's officially the holiday season. That means pasteles are in full production. Come on, let's get started.
Todo queda sabroso.
Pasteles are very unique, even though they're similar to what you may know as a tamale. But pasteles are made with green bananas and other root vegetables to make this masa, and then it's stuffed with your choice of filling. Today I'm going to be doing a pork filling, but you can do chicken, you can even do a vegetarian. And then it's wrapped in banana leaves and parchment paper, and it can be stored in the freezer for up to 6 months, even a year. But I really doubt that it would last that long. Okay, so along with the green banana, I'm also going to be using a green plantain. These two items are really going to give you that firm texture that you want in the pasteles. But then we incorporate other ingredients to give it a more softer texture, and that is the yautia, which is a white yautia. And then we're also using pumpkin, calabaza. This is sometimes referred to as a West Indies pumpkin. So this is also going to add not just a texture component, but also a little bit of sweetness. And so these four ingredients are what's going to make our masa. Okay, so here I have my vianda, the root vegetables that have been cut into small pieces so that it fits in the chute of my food processor. And I place them in salted water just to keep them from oxidizing. Okay, so here I have my food processor, and now I'm just going to add an attachment to my food processor. This is the small grate attachment. So we'll turn it on and then begin to feed. Okay, now that I have my vianda grated, I like to ensure that I get a really smooth texture. So now I'm transferring it to a blender, and that's going to make it ultra smooth so that we have a nice smooth texture. And now we have our masa mix, no lumps, no big pieces. That's exactly what you want. Okay, so here we have our masa. As you can see, beautiful consistency. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add a key ingredient, and that is achiote oil. This is made with the annatto seeds. Infuse them with oil. It turns this beautiful reddish color, and that's what's going to color our masa. So we're going to add a couple tablespoons, maybe 3. You don't want to add too much, but you don't want to add too little. You definitely want to see that color coming through. Stir that around so that it's evenly incorporated. Now I want to season it. Okay, so here I have about a tablespoon of adobo, a teaspoon of sazon, teaspoon of salt, and about a teaspoon or half teaspoon of oregano. And we're going to add this to our masa mix, and this is really going to flavor that masa. So now our masa is ready to go. Cover this with plastic wrap, making sure that the wrap fits tightly on the surface of the masa so that there's no oxidation, no room for air to come in and turn stuff a funky color. Then I'm going to put this in the refrigerator overnight because I want to assemble tomorrow. Whenever you're doing pasteles, make sure that you spread it out over a couple days. It'll make it much easier. All right, now let's make our filling. In a large saute pan, I'm adding some olive oil, then adding 1 yellow onion diced, and saute that for about 5 minutes before adding cubes of boneless pork. Here I'm using about a pound of pork loin. Cook until lightly brown. Then add 2 tablespoons of sofrito, as well as chopped garlic, sliced green olives, and because I like it spicy, some chopped hot peppers. Mix to incorporate, then add our seasonings: 1 chicken bouillon, adobo, sazon, coriander, and oregano. Mix well and add 1 cup of water. And allow mixture to simmer for about 45 minutes to an hour or until the meat is tender. This is our pork filling for our pasteles, ready to go, and we'll be ready to assemble tomorrow. One of the main components in wrapping pasteles is banana leaf. You can find this in most Hispanic markets, but if you don't have one near you, you could actually click the link in the description where you can find it on my Amazon store. Okay, so here I have parchment paper, which is about 15 inches long, and then I have a piece of banana leaf, which is about 12 inches long, and then I have my masa, my pork filling, and the achiote oil that we made. And that's going to be key because that's going to keep the pastel from sticking. I also cut up some kitchen twine, about 24 inches long, and this will help to wrap our pasteles. Okay, now we're ready to assemble. First, we're going to get some of that achiote oil, and we're just going to spread that. You don't need much, probably just maybe like a half a teaspoon. And you're going to spread that all across the banana leaf. So I know this is going to be my area where I'm going to put my masa. And then I'm going to grab a spoonful of that masa. I would say about half cup, 3/4 of a cup. And then we're going to spread that out, maybe just a little bit more. Okay. And then you want to spread that out almost to like a square. Doesn't have to be perfect. Then we're going to take a couple spoonfuls of that delicious, flavorful pork filling. Now with this filling, traditionally, some people would add garbanzo beans. They would add the olives at this point, even capers. You definitely want some meat, but you don't want to overstuff it. The masa is really the star of the show. And then all we're going to do is fold it over itself. Okay. Then we're going to make a fold, crease, make a fold, crease. And then we're going to bring it up to where the filling is at, just like that. Then crease the sides. Then you can just fold it over this way, fold it over this way, and turn. And there you have a nice package of pasteles. What I like to do is I like to bundle them in two. So I'm going to make another one and then wrap it. Okay, so now I have 2 pasteles. Now I'm going to take my string, fold it in half so that there's an open end. Then I'm going to slip the string underneath, opening it up, slipping the open end in, and then simply pulling it. There you go. Once that's done, you're going to open it up, okay? And then flip it around, and then simply tie it on the other end. Just like that. And if you want, you could flip it over again and tie it on this side, just to make sure that it's secure. And if you're a stickler, you can cut the ends off so it's a nice, pretty package. So here we have our pasteles all ready to go. Now, usually the amount of masa and filling will do about 12. This one actually bought me 8 because I did these rather large, as you can see. And I like to store them in a freezer bag so that I can pull them out whenever I want. And again, this will keep up to, I would say, about 6 months. So I'm hungry now, so I'm going to place these 2 pasteles in a pot of boiling salted water for about 45 minutes to an hour so that we can enjoy it. All right, so here we have our pasteles fully cooked. Then we're going to unravel it. It's still steaming hot, so be very careful. Let's get a closer look. I wish you could smell what's going on here. That banana leaf really imparts flavor and aroma to the pasteles, and it really makes the pastel. All right, let's do the big reveal. Let's open that bad boy up. Oh. Look at that beauty. Are you kidding me? Let's see if we can flip it over. Look at that. Look at that beauty. The texture is perfect. That color is amazing. Cut it open. Let's take a bite. I'm actually a little emotional right now. That reminds me of my mom's. Masa is perfect. It's not too firm. It's not very soft. It's flavored perfectly. Filling is super tender. Pasteles. Happy holidays.